Welcome to Mirth, Magic, and Mayhem, the AARPG's new actual play series using the Dragonbane RPG by Free League Publishing. I'm Nathan, your host, co-GM, and I'll also be playing Brains, the idiot Wolfkin thief. Let's meet my friends and fellow cast members.
I'm Malcolm, your co-GM. I'll also be playing Karyn Rinesmith, the judgy halfling bard.
Hi, I'm Tyr, and I'll be playing Dane Ringson, a human scatterbrain scholar.
I'm Chris, and I'm playing Sigyn, Elven Huntress.
Hey all, this is Anthony, and I play Korgan, and he wants to remind you,
you should go and get stuffed.
Hello everyone, this is Sean, and I'm going to be playing Balor Banefire, a dwarf artisan specialist.
I'm Tim, AARPG's latest temporary double seeker probationary player. I play Quiverwing, the enchanting Mallard whose spellbinding plumage shivers like distant lightning on a moonlit night.
Together, we'll explore ancient secrets of a long-forgotten empire, facing challenges and forging our destiny in a world where every castle, cave, and crypt holds the echoes of a bygone era. Get ready for an epic journey filled with laughter, suspense, and unforgettable moments in the Misty Vale.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Advanced Age Role-Playing Gamers podcast. I'm Nathan. I'm one of your hosts, and we are playing Dragonbane. This is episode 4. We've actually made it to 4 episodes. And unlike last time,
I made 2 in a row.
I remembered to press record on the video. So we will have video for this episode.
I look forward to seeing that episode.
For once, it was me that fucked it up.
Mm-hmm. For once. Yes.
It wasn't one of these fuckwads. It was actually this fuck up.
I'm a cannibal on the mic. I mean, come on.
You've reached that age where you need the younger people to do the VCR, to program the VCR for you.
Keep flashing.
Tim, you can program my VCR any day.
Insert.
Oh God.
I think my head's deep-cleaning.
Just checked.
And we're out.
Be kind. We ride people.
So Dragonbane, episode 4. There's a whole bunch of us here. Not everybody's here, but we've got quorum.
Tony is with us in spirit.
In spirit, and maybe he'll show up. Who knows, Tony? It depends, how much black tar heroin he's gotten into.
He'll be in spirits
and in heroin.
Anyway, Dragonbane, episode 4, Misty Vale. We're in the village of Outskirt.
There's no heroin there.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, what we're going to do is going to run around and introduce characters, and then I'm going to hand the reins over to Malcolm, my co-GM, because we promised that he was going to co-GM, and he's going to show me up, and he's going to do like cool voices and shit like that.
He already has. He can show you up just by being on video.
I'm not doing any of this, but we're going to be fine.
But yeah, it's going to be great. But yeah, so let's go ahead and introduce characters real quick. Korgan Stonehammer. Oh yeah, he's not here.
Mm-hmm. I am Korgan Stonehammer. We both did it the same way.
I'm so confused.
This is Goat 3.0.
I speak in stereo.
I'm serious. I'm just like, I don't know.
Oh,
that was awesome.
That was good.
Yes.
I love you guys. So Tyr, why don't you start off with us with Blaine Bingson?
You guys.
It is. Don't make fun of my friend.
I'm actually not gonna. I'm just gonna let them do the voice of my character. Tonight, Chris and Sean will do the voices of all the characters.
Hi, I'm Dane Ringson. I'm scared of girls, and my best friend's a fucking dirty dwarf. Yeah, listen, he's proven himself. He's living with the girl now.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
All right.
All right, everybody. Hi, I'm Tyr, and I'm playing Dane Ringson, a scholar, journeyman with the Guild of the Book and Candle, out in the Misty Vale, seeking some of the ancient wisdom of the Dragon Empire.
Beautiful. Sean, why don't you go? You've been talking this whole time anyway. So.
I don't know how to surpass that, but I'll try.
I don't know how to talk about my own character.
Yes, let me talk about my own character. I don't know how to talk about my own character. Hello, I'm Sean. I play Banefire.
What the heck?
I'm so pleased to be around. I'm trying to sound like a really fucked up Dumbledore.
Maybe you should listen to the last episode you were playing.
I come from the magical realm of shitty-ass character creation roles.
I mean, last week you were like this Dwarven then Mundagar, and this week I'm like, I don't know who you are.
You know what? I cannot get this guy's voice down. I keep fucking it up. Anyway, real quick, Balor Banefire is a dwarf. He's an artisan, blacksmith. His appearance is filthy, is unkempt. He doesn't stink, I've decided, but he's filthy and unkempt being a blacksmith. He thinks that's his essence. And he is haughty. He thinks he's superior to everybody except Dane, who is his close friend. And as you will see as we play. And eventually I'll get his voice straight. So maybe I need to go back and relate.
Dane understands that the soot and stuff, that's the Drakar Nor of blacksmiths. That's just what they do.
That is what the artisan Drakar Nor is. That's where we pick up our cheap stripper dwarves at the stripper pole. And that's it.
Oh, beautiful. Tim.
Oh my God. How do I follow that?
Easy,
Hi, everybody. I'm Tim. You may know me from such...
I've been sober for 5 years.
Middle school health videos as Toe Fungus Among Us. And why is everybody so excited about Mary Jane Rottencrotch? All right, so I'm playing Quiverwing. Quiverwing is a duck,
Mallard.
a sentient, not full size, half size duck. So he's about the size of a halfling. He has fabulous hair. He's got a good friend in the elf huntress Sigyn, and we are out seeking adventure and fortune. And I have a backstory that the GMs don't read, so I'll just go with that now.
Some of us didn't get that backstory, but I think that's just the way it is.
Yep. Yeah, out here basically being a murder hobo, trying to get money so that I can save my village.
No.
Oh, he's a wizard. Meh. Yeah.
Do you have a union?
All right.
Chris. Yeah. Awkward silence.
That's kind.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm playing Sigyn Uatavanvartia, the Elven Huntress. I'm sorry, the weathered Elven Huntress, who's also friends with a duck.
Beautiful. Hi, I'm Nathan. Not only am I the co-host and co-GM, I'm playing Brains. He's a what is he? He's a Wolfkin thief who's may have been dropped on his head at some point. Yeah, he's got this metal plate on his head, and he's super dumb. But
from orbit?
He's good. Yeah, probably from orbit. It's probably remains of the Tombaton. But yeah, so Malcolm, why don't you introduce your character and then start us off?
Okay, I'm Malcolm, and I play when I'm not usually running, a halfling bard by the name of Karyn Rhinesmith of the Saddlewood Rhinesmiths, and she's here to record the adventures of those heroes that should be remembered in the future, and for history to unfold for her here in the Misty Vale, which is now opened up. It may not consist of the people she's with right now, but she's sure she'll meet the people at some point in time, with the exception of maybe Sigyn. And, and Quiverwing, I mean, they've seen the stuff of legends. The rest, well,
Just fade
there
off.
we are then.
Once
Fade
again,
to
she's
black.
an excellent judge of character.
So, as we last left our adventurers, we'll go with that. They were still in Outskirts, counting up their recent treasures, having sold the equipment belonging to the goblins, which was in not the best of condition. And though the blacksmiths were pretty shrewd in some ways, they were very generous in others. But the only amount of money they were able to scramble from the supplies they provided or offered for sale was a total of 8 gold pieces, which does put the party ahead, but not merely ahead as far as they would like. That being said, they have, of course, paid for their other night at the inn and had a good meal, and now contemplate where they will leave off in the morning, either for the Riddermound or just to some random location. They had heard about the rumors of this mysterious mound that was no more than 2 days' march away, but that it contained, of all things of interest right now, treasure. But more importantly, it had been a possible lead to another piece of the mysterious statue that seems to be at the forefront of their missions, particularly now that they've chosen to ally themselves with a group of secret truth seekers.
I don't think we've allied ourselves with them. We're willing to take their money if it makes sense for us. That's
probably a better way to describe it. Willing to take their money if it makes sense.
If they're willing to give it.
Having your 8 gold, and you've been sitting at the 3 stags, and the mistress of the tavern has laid out a fine breakfast for you in the morning for those who are there. For those of you who are outside in the woods or elsewhere, you can probably, with no need of a bushcraft, but a little bit of bushcraft knowledge of your own, have been able to scrounge up a decent meal. Not nearly as opulent, but will be sustaining nonetheless. Mm-hmm. The rest of you enjoy crispy bacon and fresh eggs and hot porridge and a little bit of roasted potatoes.
Yum.
Ooh. I will bushcraft my way out of that.
You enjoy your dandelion salad and some rabbit. Okay.
Rabbit's good.
You guys are pretty much, you've eaten, you come outside, and Miserable Beast has been packed up with nothing, which seems to suit him well enough. He gives you his usual loving, surly eye that...
Wait, what are those? What about that pack of 10-foot poles that we bought?
Yes. If you wanted to, you could have the 10-foot poles strapped to him, which means it's strapped to him as you sit there. Most of the few people you see moving to town this early in the morning that are out by the inn, do gawk at you as you have this one small donkey with just 10-foot poles on it and nothing else really of note. You see a few people passing coppers between one another as they look and point.
Well, does everyone have rations? Does everyone have bedrolls? Are we equipped to go on a journey here?
Yeah, I have food and water.
Okay.
For food and water, yes. I'm Italian.
Do they sell rations in the shop?
Didn't you guys say something about a med kit or some sort of medical supplies thing?
The merchant would have.
The merchant would probably have.
How much does that cost to get one of those? Because it enhances my roll, right? Does it give me a boon on my rolls or something like that to have one of those?
Bandages, I believe, is what you were looking for.
Is that what it is?
Because that's what I have. Bandages, yeah.
Yeah, it's bandages.
No one will let me teach with their wounds, but I have bandages, so it's.
Well, it's always it's kind of one of those things where you like people to know what they're doing.
I'd like to get a couple more days of food rations if I could.
But yes, bandages will prevent you from avoiding a bane on your healing rolls.
Avoiding a bane
on your healing scale. And you can get about 10 bandages for 5 silver.
Okay, I will spend 5 silver to get 10 bandages.
And for some extra food?
Okay, for, for like travel rations or something?
Yeah, food rations.
Yeah.
Field ration is one ration is 1 silver.
Yeah.
Damn! I got a fishing rod.
All right. Okay. I'm just going to buy 2.
Oh, the ration is like for a day. So, and that is a 1/4 weight.
Okay. I bought 2 food rations.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Quiverwing, just so you know, there's also the availability of things like herbal concoctions, which they cost about 1 gold per dose, but they give you a boon on your healing rolls to resist disease, if that's something. Or surgical instruments, which cost 15 gold. which give you a boon on rolls to saving someone's life.
I see them here.
Most are currently outside of our price range, but
So basically, what I do for you guys is worth 50 gold a pop. I instantly give you 2d6 hit points with my spell. That's worth 50 gold. Welcome to your new
5.
Welcome to your new PPO, guys.
How much are they going to charge you for blocking the enemy's swords with their bodies?
Yeah, so far that hasn't happened so much since I've been clearing the field with my lightning.
Well, we're going to be coming up with a fee schedule.
Schedule. Having bought a few days' rations, some bandages, and worked out a fee schedule for the new PPO, the Quicksilver healing package. Assuming you all qualify and pass the medical.
I have no pre-existing
I'm going to buy
conditions.
some torches.
I
have one.
would
Yeah, I'll buy one more. I'll buy one
we
more
have
torch.
like erasable bandages, like infravision and stuff.
no one has the ability to see the dark.
Yeah.
That is not even the Nightkin.
Let's get a torch. All right. I have torches.
Fortunately,
Sorry.
I already have a torch.
Yeah, so do I. I just realized it.
Yeah, I have one.
Just let's go. I'll start looking at my character.
Let's see. Do I have torches? Yeah, I do. I have a torch.
We've got the adventurers package.
It would be probably, a good idea to think about maybe getting like a tent or something, but it'll run you about 4 gold. But it'd be a good tent that can fit like 6 people. And
We could
it
pay
grants you a
that.
boon on your bushcraft for making camp. So it might be a good idea to think about investing in that.
We can pay for that out of the gold that we just got from selling the orc equipment.
Okay, I'll make note of that. A large tent.
Put that right on Miserable Beast.
He's thrilled.
He can carry 10 units of weight, right?
I think he also has saddlebags, but
Yep, he's got saddlebags.
Yes.
So we set out.
thank God. So you set out from Outskirts. As you leave the, I guess it'll be the northern gate. The Iron Forest is the direction they sort of direct you towards. But you say it's about 2 days march, and you'll hit the burial mounds before then and the outskirts of the eastern part of the Iron Forest thereafter. The villagers that are manning the gate look over and look down at you. There's a few more coppers pass between one another, and as you guys slip off into the wilderness. The road seems to proceed directly north. This is still a remnants, possibly, because of its large paving stones and fairly level, though it has a bit overgrown here and there. Probably a stone road left over from the previous empire of the Dragon Knights, but other than that, and the mile markers. But soon you're told that once you reach a certain level, two standing stones, you are to head from there due east towards the Iron Forest. And overall, your journey is fairly uneventful on the first day. The weather is on your side. It is sunny. You see on the first day, a number of travelers on the road who pass you by. But quickly before the second half of the evening, by mid-arc and thereon, the road becomes more deserted. And there are no travelers. It's just you and your small party moving along the road only.
As evening approaches, I will move off to... We're heading west, right? So I'll head off to the... Oh, I thought we were heading west.
Yeah, yes, you are. You're heading west. Sorry, west.
Okay, so if we're heading west, then I'll head off to the left and the south in an attempt to hunt some game for dinner.
Okay.
I
Why don't you
rolled
give
a
me a
7.
bushcraft roll?
I have hunting and fishing. Is that...
Yeah, are we by a water source at the moment or no?
The thing is, I'd probably suggest you do a bushcraft roll if you plan on setting up camp and figuring out that way you can scout an area, determine if it's going to, be able to yield you something worthwhile or not.
I can assist with that. Yeah. I also have bushcraft.
Yeah. I can help somebody set up camp.
Yeah.
I have a 12 bushcraft.
Okay. So
I dig a hole.
Okay.
So I made my... Is it a hunting roll or no? Or is there some other...
Another bushcraft roll, I think, covers that.
So what's your bushcraft?
There's a hunting and fishing roll.
I have the same bushcraft and hunting. It's the same value, 12. So I rolled 7.
You're hunting. We're setting up camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
got it.
So I can help with hunting. Bushcraft is 11. My hunting is 14.
Okay. Well, I have a 12 bushcraft. If somebody wants to help me set up camp,
I have a 6 bushcraft. I'll help you.
Okay. Can I take a boon on the roll for the help?
Sure. Yes.
I will do the.
Oh, I found a stick.
I rolled a 3 and a demon, so I'm going to take the 3.
Oh, that's
good idea.
I kind of want to take the demon just so I can check off the thing, but I also don't want us to have a crappy night. So
yeah.
As we've learned from Dork Afternoon's camp setups.
Oh my god.
So yeah. This is how the tent goes together, and
so you're able to get the tent, find a reasonable place to get some water nearby that's fairly clean, as well as a place to dig the latrine that doesn't lead into the water. Also find
good job, Brains. Good job.
A nice patch where
you dug the latrine.
That's where I'm sleeping.
Oh, you could sleep in the tent with us.
Oh, okay.
And we can use that for bodily functions.
But this is where I was going to sleep.
But you can make one in the tent. It's fine.
We could just let him dig another hole.
Yeah.
Okay. So you
Brains, why don't we dig another hole for us somewhere where do you point? I don't know. I don't do this bushy thing.
Oh, over there. Yeah, behind that bush.
Okay.
But you're not going to sleep in that. We're going to pee in the one behind the bush. Right? Is that what you're saying?
Okay. You just pee on a tree.
There's going to be pee everywhere. I'm going to go hunt.
All right. I got a fire going.
So, you guys move off into what appears to be just like, like small little crossbow trees, that's not obviously is not the iron forest itself, but just a small uncut, sort of small forest or small growth of trees that's grown around here and looking for some game. I believe you made your rolls, is that correct? No.
I did.
I did as well.
Right. And you're able to find a couple of good, a couple of hares. And that's pretty much all you've found in these woods, as far as it's good to you that you've been able to capture in this thing. So you get about 6 of those.
So we're splitting hairs?
We're going to be.
And you suspect it's probably because of just because of the season. It's spring, and you probably have to go further in this forest before you start running into larger animals. Anyway, but you're able to come back and have a decent meal of fresh rabbit, as well as anyone wants to share their rations from before, you can mix that with it, but you don't need to. This will pretty much suffice as far as what you found. And you probably found some tubers that were that were edible that they could eat as well.
Brains found those. It's just a stick.
And comes the simple question of, do you set up watches for the night, or just trust that nature will mind its business since you are minding yours?
I will take first watch.
I'll sleep in between the fire and the tent.
I'll sleep on the other side of the tent away from the fire.
Okay.
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
I will take the watch.
I'll do a watch too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll watch. I'll watch after you.
All right, Brains.
The night, for the most part, passes without incident, at least for most of you. It is only in the early morning when Balefire is taken over the watch and is sitting there waiting for the sun to creep over the northern mountains, or the eastern mountains. Sun works the same way, sorry.
Yeah. Doing my morning calisthenics.
Is when he sees it. Or sees him, he thinks. Through the trees, just beyond the camp, as light is just beginning to break through, you see the tall rider on his horse. You know he's armored just from the glint that you can possibly catch. What's unnerving, though, is the way his horse stabs, and the glow in their eyes.
Oh, well. I leave.
Where do you go to?
I just leave them. I don't know. I figure, oh, wait a minute. I'll drag Dane with me. Excuse me. Dane with me. I'll say, shh, Dane, quiet, come on.
Oh, I've done this before.
Shh. Look, Look over there.
What are you? Well, he's inside the tent, and you're not.
Yeah.
So you go in the tent, you get Bame, and you come back out.
All right.
The rider
Look down there.
and the horse are gone.
What? Perhaps it was a vision. I saw a rider, an armored rider on a horse with glowing eyes, baleful eyes.
Oh.
Almost like a bane fire.
Well, we can start breakfast and check for tracks in the morning when the sun has risen.
Oh, we could sleep in.
Yeah, go back to bed. Yeah, I'm going to go check it out.
I'll cover his back. I'll have the bow out.
I'll head down with my axe, trusty axe.
Well, the sun continues to rise, so a bit more light enters the area, and you slip over to where you think you saw the horseman.
Now look around.
Looking around the ground, you only see one set of footprints, hoofprints, actually. It appears to be a horse that was standing here. The reason you can see it is that the grass that it's standing on is dead.
I reach down and cautiously touch it if it's cooler.
It is cold to the touch.
Okay, so let me get this straight. It's a horse with feet, like human feet.
Hoofs. Your hoofprints.
Okay.
There are 4 hoofprints. It wasn't walking, but apparently is standing there.
So Jesus is a horse in this game?
Exactly.
Well...
As a rustle that brushes behind you.
I throw my axe. No, I just turn around and like a little ready, prepared to fight. Like it's finally coming to get me.
Yeah, and the squirrel moves about its business. And we go on. The rest of you wake up with your watch gone. Apparently, they have taken off somewhere.
I will head back.
Where did everybody go? Did they leave?
They're less a watch and more a leave.
They left to do something.
Can I take a morning swim in that reasonably clean water that you said we found?
Can I either make a beast lore or myths and legends for a creature that would either cause extreme cold or cause death to the vegetation around it? Some sort of death horse, death rider?
Sure.
Okay. Which would you like?
Probably myth and legend would be more appropriate.
All right. I rolled a 5 on my 13, so yes, I passed.
You heard. It is a sign of an omen, either of death or of some coming evil, when there is a mounted knight that is seen, either from a distance and so forth. It can never quite be reached. He and his horse are not of this world, and are sent by some dark power to look on the path that he will be taking when he enters it.
I'll relate this back to the group and say,
I relate the dead grass, cold
it's
footprints.
simply a superstition of the hill people, but several of their superstitions have been proven to be true. So
superstitions don't often leave hoofprints.
No,
that's where I was getting at.
I don't care about it. I'll take him on single-handed. I don't care about some stupid knight, stupid horse.
Well, I'll back you up.
That tracks.
It's good to have somebody in front of me taking those things, please. Yes.
Okay.
So they ain't from around here.
I'd rip off his armor piece by piece.
Okay.
If you want.
Carry it in the yard. Yes, we know.
I'll start packing up the tent while everybody's making breakfast.
You're making a joke about me.
I don't think that's true.
Quick distraction. Throw a stick.
Squirrel!
With a sort of meager breakfast of leftover, any leftover wrapper if there was any, and some rations of maybe some cereal or whatever, you guys have a breakfast, break camp, and continue your march west towards the Iron Forest.
So as we're traveling along, I'd like to ask our bard friend if they've ever heard of the Sword of Olm before.
Yes.
Just we were told about this this sword from the gentleman on the hill, and it sounds very interesting that it would be located in the very village that we were at.
Well, that village is built on the ruins of what he says was an important city back then. But I mean, what I heard of the sword isn't quite the same as, well, what I mean to say is basically there is a sword that's been spoken of that's supposed to have some great power, but often it's wielded by a number of different heroes. I wouldn't necessarily, say maybe there's a dragon riding knight. Yes, I mean, there is that song, but that's all about. Like I said, it's just one of many songs that feature a magic sword.
It's true. I read many legends of it.
And usually it's not the full name, which is kind of, I never heard the un part, just the doodle. That's it as yet. But it is interesting enough. I must say, I am definitely intrigued. I just don't, I don't know. It's, I've heard the Sword of Durham, the Enduring Sword. So maybe that's just a play on the same words or something, but nothing more than I know that.
Okay.
Can I while we ride for a stretch, I'm using the terms in the book, at our beginning stretch here, do you guys mind if I handle the statue? I'm going to see if there's got any magical properties on it.
I'll pass it over.
Is there anything else happening during the first?
The
How
first
long's the
leg of
stretch?
your, yeah.
Again with the 7. I made it by 8.
Okay. As far as what you can tell, there are no overt magical properties to the statue, as far as it doesn't glow or anything like that. Or there doesn't appear to be any hidden inscriptions that you can see at this time. And I say this time only because you suspect that there must be some enchantment that has preserved it so well, even in fragmentation. And it's broken, but the pieces seem very clean. And even when you looked at, you remember Dane's sketch of the completed statue, and it didn't require him to make any type of sort of imaginary leaps as far as what would where, as each piece, even depicted on the map, seems complete. Where normally there would be normal breaks and wears and tears, and this statue just seems to have been almost, it was designed to break into pieces and possibly then come back together. But other than that, there's nothing else you can discern about its nature.
Okay. Give it back to Dane.
Okay. I'll store it away.
Okay. But yeah, just so you know, a stretch is like 15 minutes. And a shift is like 6 hours.
6 hours.
6 hours. Okay.
And what kind of wildlife do we note in this terrain? Is it just small animals and birds? Is it? Do we see signs of larger animals?
Once you get beyond the, that small little cluster of trees only can hold so many animals as far as sustainable. And then you open as it opens. It sort of opens up to some fields, some wild-grown fields, and then you can see a greater forest coming up ahead.
Do we pass some farms or?
You did the first day. You did pass some Outskirt farms. They were no more than nothing outside of the first half of the day leaving Outskirts. There were some farms. You saw farmers on the road and people moving. The second half, you just pretty much opened up into wilderness. You did see some signs of civilization in the past, like some partial overgrown stonework or ruins. There's occasionally you even find what you believe after some sort of moving, what appears to be mile markers, basically large stone pillars, either in terrible disarray, but having sort of that same crown double horn motif that you saw in the statue, cresting each one of them. You suspect they probably were at regular intervals at some point, but they've either fallen and disrepair, been destroyed, or lost forever. And so you do see them occasionally, but that's the only thing you see. And the road, as you move away from Outskirts, becomes more overgrown. You suspect the road is still there in some ways because there's no vegetation growing up to a certain point, but it's just been covered over by smaller grasses and moss and so forth.
But yeah, specifically on the second day, I'm looking for what kind of wildlife is around.
On the second day, in the fields before you get to are going to be just basically wild overgrown open fields, you will encounter larger wildlife. There'll be groups of deer, and maybe occasionally you have evidence of foxes and small, there's small rodents also running around. A large plethora of birds varying from size to small sparrows to as large as maybe some wild turkeys you've seen running through. Nothing of as far as the larger elk and so forth, probably once you reach the forest, you'll encounter things bigger than that. But decent,
From this far out, how visible is the forest? Is it like what's this ironwood or iron forest look like from afar?
From afar, it's almost like you can see the green. Kind of like there's a series of hills that come first. You have a small, some small forest here opens up into fields, and you can see hills going up, and then you can see the forest in the distance beyond that. It seems to rise up. Obviously, a large area coming up ahead, but it seems to be covering both hills as well as various valleys.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to 5 Gems in a Trench Coat.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
What's that?
You want to know what 5 Gems in a Trench Coat is? Let us tell you.
It's the adhesive that keeps the fragile pieces of my sanity together.
Well, okay, Jesse, what it actually is a narrative-driven TTRPG actual play where 5 friends take turns weaving stories through the tabletop game of their choice.
Of their choice?
Each season?
Each season.
That's pretty cool.
I disagree.
Oh.
I feel it's the adhesive.
So, like, you guys aren't all in a trench coat?
No, we're definitely in a trench coat.
How does that work?
Get her.
Before I'm caught, you can check out 5 Games in a Trench Coat just about anywhere you get your podcasts, or you can check out our website at 5gamesinaTrenchcoat.com. Oh my god, they really are all in a trench coat.
At least the beginning of the second day. By the midday, you mostly just have basically just sort of like, maybe hunters' trails and so forth going through there. But it is a hilly country, but you do begin to see the forest proper in the distance. But also you see a series of what appears to be hills and mounds, which do not particularly look natural as far as you're concerned, Sigyn. I guess even Quiverwing would notice this as well, that the mounds you're seeing don't seem to be a normal formation as far as a normal sort of natural formation, and the grass, and the forest does not seem to encroach upon all of that area. And then you begin to see mayheres rising up as you guys crest the hill and can see down into a small sort of valley of what appears to be burial mounds and standing stones. Though you were told you shouldn't reach this area we shouldn't reach the Riddermound for at least another full day. Another half day, excuse me. And there are paths, not really full roads, but some dirt roads. And you do see coming along the path the first people you've seen since, yesterday afternoon. It appears to be 2 old women pushing a wheelbarrow of some sort filled with something. But that is the only people you've seen in the world.
Clearly, though, these old people pushing a cart seem very out of place.
They do seem out of place.
Elf lady, do we take their things?
No, we don't take their things. You walk up to them, get off the path and edge off in the tree line.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk up to them.
I'll cover them from an elevated position.
I'll prepare myself.
Okay. So, just to give you a describe, the road sort of moves between the small little rising hills or mountains. You can probably take the top of one of those mountains.
Okay.
The grass is not particularly high on them, but you could maybe crawl if you want to not be seen, or just take the high position if you want to if you don't care about that. Siggy, you're easily able to slip back behind the hills and find a way to get to them and get closer and get a spot or get a closer look. There's also, like I said, large standing stones, which are here and there. They're toppled or standing that you can possibly move through as well. Guys, I'm sorry.
Can I see if there's anything like hidden, or like the spot hidden only work for like items or like people? Is that like observation, or am I wrong?
Spot hidden is usually for hidden items.
Right, forget that then. That doesn't apply.
Yeah, I was going to look for any sign that there might be others around them, accompanying them. If this is another sort of trap.
Okay, so why don't you...
I'll make a shot at it too.
Was
it awareness?
For that, why don't you give me a spot hidden on that one?
Okay.
Just do that. That's what we'll do. We'll go with that, okay?
That's a 2.
I rolled a 1, which is a dragon.
That is a dragon.
Dragon.
I rolled a dragon.
Oh, check it off on your sheet.
I will. 1 dragon.
So 1 and a 2.
We know all.
So things you notice you two, who are so keen-eyed and some keener than others, is that Sigyn, you notice the very fact is they appear to be completely unconcerned about seeing the party on the road coming towards them, with the exception that one appears to be sort of getting giddy and the other one seems to be not getting very happy about the situation. They are, I mean, as far as their clothing, they appear to be wearing some very basic traveling clothes, though they seem to have a large number of sort of like pouches and in addition to that seem to have like, like one has like, well, they must have like sort of pouches in a slung bag, and the barrel contains, of all things, turnips in it. Their shoes seem to be, and though they're worn, they seem to be well made. But they do not appear to be armored. And the only thing they seem armed with that you can tell looks like a dining knife on one of them, that you can see. The other one, in place of it, seems to have a collection of teacups.
Does their attire appear to be like common to the attire of the folks from Outskirt, or?
In some ways, it's somewhat similar, but there are distinct differences. Like definitely the cut of their clothing is definitely probably a higher quality as far as like. It's rugged, but obviously made, but just not obviously made by a local person.
Is this
Are they close? I'm sorry, go ahead, John.
Good. This might be
and Sean,
terror on the Turnip King we're coming upon.
Now, Sean, the one thing you notice is that you almost didn't spot it. It's kind of weird that you didn't spot it before, but suddenly you actually realize that moving underneath the cart and nearby there appears to be a small black dog with oddly purple eyes.
Oh, well, I will say, be mindful of the dog. It has purple eyes. God, I can't get my voice right. Anyway, and but yes, and they appear harmless, however.
And you pick up a distinct smell of cinnamon and sandalwood.
Now,
cinnamon and
are we close enough to hear that? Are they speaking to each other or no?
They are chattering one another, and yes, because of your good rolls, you do hear there is obviously one of them is very excited. Like, I think they're adventurers. They're coming this way. Oh. The other one goes, of course, they are always coming this way.
I will go forward.
But as I understand, the rest of the party was in the road and was moving forward, and Reginald, a.k.a. Brains, you go loping up there first.
Yeah, and I kind of I'm smiling with all my teeth and waving, trying to look as non-threatening as I can.
I'm in the grass going, don't sniff the butts, don't sniff the butts, don't sniff the butts.
This is going to go poorly.
There's one that's kind of plump and one that's rather thinly built of the older women. The plump one waves emphatically and says, "Hello, and what is your name? What are you going out here in the woods, and why are you out here?"
I was going to ask you the same question. This seems to be not the best kind of place for two lovely human ladies.
She laughs, and the other one just goes, "Simplicity, don't listen to his flattery. We're perfectly fine if we mind our own business and stay to the road."
We were wondering, were you selling any wares? Oh, my friends call me Brains because I am the brains of the group.
I don't call him that. Who calls him that?
She goes, "Well, that's a great name. Well, pleasure to meet you, Brains. I'm Felicity Weird. And this is my best friend. Well, I guess one of my friends. Not the best is, this is Perpetua Gristle." The other one just sort of stares at you with disapproving and judging.
Those are very interesting human names. I like them.
Well, thank you.
Did you?
I don't really have any. Well, we have turnips. But the other one goes, "We were paid in turnips."
No,
we can still sell
meat?
them.
No fresh meat.
Oh no, dear. The farm didn't have much. They're out here in the wilderness, way out in the middle of nowhere. This is all they offered us for our services.
There's a farm nearby?
Yes. Well, you want to avoid the burial mounds, but you just go south. But the burial mounds has the easiest roads to get through.
What does the farm?
The wheelbarrow of turnips.
Yes, that seems like a lot of effort for turnips to push a wheelbarrow for he must be going for miles. I mean,
the other one looks and goes, the taller one goes, we are going a long way, but the very fact is we had no choice in what we were going to be paid. The job was important. The twins were going to be born breached, and we had to do something about it. So we came out this way to make certain they were born correctly, and they were. And we were paid in turnips. And I will walk all the way back to Shotton. With a barrel at the town we're from, the village of Shotton.
Oh, what?
It's east of the Deadfall Reach.
Are there more turnips than our donkey can carry?
No. There's
okay. So, how much do they want for the turnips? Who's got merchant skill?
Are you coming up and asking?
I'll walk up. Yeah.
Hello. Here comes
esteemed intellectual leader. May I interject?
Yeah.
The tall one raises an eyebrow at that. I thought he was surely joking.
I'm back here.
This is my Mallard friend.
Quiverwing at your service.
He poops weird.
Yes, yeah. Weatherwing simplicity. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Quivering.
I couldn't help but overhear the conundrum that you find yourselves in, having recently labored at a labor, and that you were paid in turnips. Mm-hmm. We are heading into the forest, and as a result, may be in need of some turnips for stews and such. And if we could find a good price, maybe we'll lighten your load and allow you to leave here with some jingly rather than a wheelbarrow full of turnips.
Jingly is always better than a wheelbarrow of turnips. The other taller one goes, do you want the wheelbarrow as well?
No.
I know it could be useful, but I don't really feel like dragging it around.
We don't have much use of a wheelbarrow either, to be honest.
Very well. We can get you the turnips.
Okay.
How about we say 10 silver or 1 gold? For the battle of turnips.
Hold on. I actually do I have the skill. It's not trained, so should I try it? The merchant skill? All right.
I always feel that. Oh, you can use,
I failed. I rolled a 12. I have it at 6. Bartering, right?
Okay, yes, bartering. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sure. That sounds reasonable.
The simplicity seemed happy, and the taller, stretchy one goes, well, definitely, you are the brains of the bench.
Thank you. Thank you for your assistance, Quiverwing.
There's probably several days worth of turnips eating here, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, there is.
Can I hear this interaction from up on the hill, or no, or just see it?
You can only just see it.
Okay.
The other two who made your things, you guys can hear most of this conversation.
I'm going to come out and just approach them. Hello.
Don't be afraid. It's only a dwarf.
It's only a dwarf. Oh no, I'm
not
more
a goblin.
Just a dwarf.
He looks and smells kind of like a goblin.
I know a goblin when I see one.
Hello.
Hello.
Balor Banefire.
How are you?
It's your pleasure to meet me. Yes, it's so great.
Well, I suppose it is a pleasure.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
The other one goes, the pleasure is completely all yours.
Of course, as it should be. Anyway, I'm curious, is there any legends or tales of a armored rider on a horse with glowing eyes coming through these woods?
Well, that plump one just sort of looks side to side like she's not really sure. The other one gets quiet and raises herself up to her full height. Not much higher than she is right now, but just sort of stands up straight. It is an omen. A dark omen.
That's what I understand.
Why aren't there any light omens?
No, they are light omens, my dear.
I've never heard of one.
But the omen of the Black Rider. Did he vanish?
Yes. Allegedly he did vanish.
The more unlikely it is, it is a dark omen. It is more likely a herald of Sathmog. And to which the Falcon goes, surely not, it cannot be.
Sathmog? Could you enlighten me of this Sathmog?
Well, fine. Well,
if it's not too much trouble. I mean, we could make tea. You have teacups here. That would be lovely.
Oh, yes, I could make tea. She'll sit down and then begin rummaging through her pack to make tea. Well, the taller one.
Very good. Sponging off them. Yes.
Scratches off
Give
the
me your
side
tea.
of the nose. Well, what can I tell you? Sathmog was a sort of a demon lord. Let me go back.
So we all say that.
Back, thousands of years ago, as the crow flies, I suppose, a vile demon named Sathmog came into our world. And he, as all demons, attempted to proclaim himself ruler of a demonic realm on this world of the living. It supposedly lasted for centuries. Until, of course, he was overthrown by the young hero named Dane, who managed to summon an ancient dragon, and was charged with guarding the world against demonic influence. And he finally defeated the demon, banished him somewhere to the outer realms, never to return. Though it is believed that his corrupt worshippers still seek to find a way of bringing him back. And now that you've seen the Dark Knight that is vanished, perhaps now the time has come when he return. A pity, just as the Misty Vale has now become open.
Well, let's hope not. And I drink my tea with my finger up, like a proper person does. And, I go, I say, I appreciate your input, of course. It's so nice to have civilized tea with someone.
She looks over at her friend Simplicity, who's making the tea and who can't do class. She goes, "Oh, at least some of us are civilized." Well, so it's just the three of you. Four of you. Five. Oh, four of you. The wolf, the Mallard, the dwarf, the halfling, and the human.
More or less.
The vessel certainly tends to be the thing going on here.
Well, there's others about doing things, set to tasks. You know how it goes.
Her dog goes bouncing off over the hill.
That's a lovely dog, by the way. What breed is that? Those eyes are so unique.
Contentious. That's what breed it is.
Contentious. And the name?
No. The other one goes, Gwen. Gwenny.
Gwen. Come here, Gwen. Does Gwen come back or keep going?
Just keeps going.
Oh, shit.
Those dogs.
Well, it's a lovely breed of dog, this contemptuous dog you have.
Well, safe journey. Where are you headed again?
Oh, here, there.
Into the forest.
Into the woods. We are adventurous, seeking adventure. So wherever it takes us, the road.
Gold.
Well, may you find fortune as opposed to death.
Oh, that is always the hope. I thank you.
Be
and
aware,
if it is death, it's someone
Lion
else's.
Forest is no place for the faint in heart. There are dark shadows that grow under the boughs of that forest. Even the trees do not necessarily like the kind that walk.
We'll have to keep that in mind. I appreciate your time. Thank you for this lovely tea.
The tea is, and did you can take some extra honey with you in case you have.
Of course.
Beets can be, turnips can be extremely bitter.
It'll add to my essence. Thank you.
So where did the dog run off to?
Right to you.
Right towards you. I mean, you're hiding. You're just
stops, pisses on your leg.
Then I will try and make it a companion.
Oh no! You're gonna steal the people's dog.
Stealing a witch's dog.
Oh my God! The evil eyes upon us. I see you, woman.
I see what you try to do. So,
put a hex upon you.
You're going to try to make it your companion.
Yes.
Beast companion? What are they called?
It's literally just...
You tell it looks pretty? You buy it a drink? What do you do?
So it says you activate this ability to turn an animal, not a monster, into your companion. This takes a stretch of time. You can only have one animal companion at a time. The GM decides which animals are nearby. See the list. The animal follows you as long as you remain in its natural environment, and it can scout for you at no additional willpower cost. For 3 additional willpower, you can command the animal to attack an enemy.
So you...
Here, puppy. Come here, puppy. Now, do I recognize the dog, like, by its unusual eyes or build?
By its unusual eyes and its demeanor, you don't think it's a regular dog.
Presumably not. Which is why I want it.
So gathering your connection with nature, you reach out and try and bind it to you.
Does it seem friendly and receptive?
Its eyes go back, its eyes turn to slits, its tail goes under, it growls. They pop up and then like starts wagging his tail and dashes towards you and licks your face if you can get to it with your hands, and then runs down the hill away from you.
Right then. Well, I guess this is up. So I stand up from the grass and start walking towards the rest of the party. Quite a friendly pup you've got there.
Yeah. That's all the tall one says. She's only friendly when it suits her needs.
Maybe she's pot cat.
She's definitely pot bitch.
So seeing everyone else there, you know, Dane will come down off those like, are you all going to have tea without me?
Oh, I figured Dane would come down.
Oh, okay, yes. She'll sit there and, you know, I mean, no one was, I mean, I guess, you know, the dwarf wasn't really paying attention to what she was doing as far as the pot since he got interested. But, yeah, she does have a pot that seems to be full of pouring warm tea in various teacups that she hands out to anyone who wants one.
Oh, none for me, thank you.
Very well.
Brown water.
And for you?
Oh, yes,
I have a bowl, if that helps.
Ooh, I mean, you're speaking my language, but I still don't want tea.
Very well.
Sure, I'll have a cup of tea.
Here you go, my dear.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
I'm just loading the turnips.
If you ever find yourself in Chatham, just come and look us up. It's just, I'm Simplicity, and that's Perpetua, and that's Guinevere. I mean, well, whatever, Gwynny. She probably won't look like that.
The Chatham, far is it?
Yes, it's pretty, I mean, it's, yes.
To the east,
far.
yes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excellent.
And
I'm south.
And they often send to that distance for assistance in these parts, do they?
No. If you know who to call, yes.
Always call the best. Absolutely.
You always call the best. The sisters will come.
What do you do, if I may ask? Besides make lovely tea?
Help with childbirth.
Oh.
Mind a business. Those kind of things. Unless, of course, it requires our business to be knowing what you're doing, and in which case, we're all about it.
Oh, so you're women with wisdom.
Well, obviously. And the tall one goes, some of us.
That's a respected, age-old profession.
But being a woman and old, knowing more than stupid men, that's not really a profession. It's just kind of living.
Hardly a challenge.
Exactly. But we appreciate your admiration nonetheless.
So I'm going to make an annotation on my map of where they say this town is.
Yes. So based on the map, I actually don't have a map up.
No, it's fine. I'll just make an annotation on my map.
All right.
Why is there a large amount of turnips on Miserable Beast? It's eating them. Do you know that?
Yeah, he just turns around and just starts pulling one out of the bag and eating it.
Close the bag.
Do you know what donkeys do when they eat a lot of turnips, right?
Gives you this look like, you.
Give us material for the campfire. It's fine.
If you want the campfire to explode, turnips give donkeys gas, like ridiculous gas, horrid gas.
No worse than the rest of you lot.
Well, that is that. So it's only Dane and Banefire, who have the tea.
Yep.
Then I guess actually probably Karyn will definitely have tea as well.
Probably.
But once you finish your tea and they will pack up, she will give you Balor a small little crock of honey just for you. You know, here you go. Keep that with you, sir. It'll be good.
Of course, I will.
And if you don't want to put it on the turnip, you can put it on anything else that you want to eat, sweeten up, take away the bitterness.
I think she's coming on to you, Balor.
They all do. They all do.
Before you leave, might I ask some directions?
Well, I don't know. You're going to the Iron Woods, and you can pretty much go straight there.
Well,
you have been quite coy with where you're going.
Well, I'm just looking at the map as where we are now. And I show them my map, and it seems that we should be here, and I'll point to where I thought we should be, and then but those appear to be burial mounds, and according to my map, they're further west.
Which burial mound are you looking for?
I'm not looking for a burial mound, but I see burial mounds, but according to my map, we should not be seeing them. So are we lost?
No. There are burial mounds here, and then there's some at the edge of the Iron Forest. It's according to prestige, I believe, and how people's importance, depending on where their mounds were back during the Dragon Empire. A Dane.
Oh.
So you may have reached the mounds you needed, depending on which mound you're looking for.
Well, I didn't say I was looking for a mound. I was just saying I didn't know. I don't know where I am.
You're here, dear.
Okay, thank you so much. That's very kind.
If they're placed according to prestige, what is the order, if I may ask?
I think the more important ones were further east.
So as you get further from, essentially, closer to the woods, you get lower down in importance.
No, higher importance, because you have several, independent hidden glades where your mound was raised. Is what we found. Yes. They're almost like little private forest mausoleums. It's very weird.
Fascinating.
I personally want to be burned when I go. You will be burned even before you go.
I'm sure a scholar will be fascinated to write down notes about this place.
I have been taking notes the whole time.
Well, be safe. There are many dangers out there. Oh, and goblins out there, yes.
Oh.
I haven't seen them around very much, but apparently they are there. I thought they were all gone. It's the only reason we decided we go walking.
Yes, it seems unusual for two women such as yourselves to be unescorted in these strange parts.
Well, she'll look down at the dog. We're not exactly unescorted.
I understand. Thank you.
But it is not necessarily safe, no. But we have lived in the valley since it opened up. Knowing a few tricks and places to get hide out, who to avoid and who not to, it's always been good.
Would you have any advice for some simple adventurers heading out to the west?
Avoid the goblins. Oh, yes, definitely that. Yes, definitely avoid the goblins.
Yes, of course, avoid the goblins.
Yes, avoid the goblins.
We killed some goblins.
Be mindful of who you meet on the road. Some are not who they seem to be. Others are definitely who they are.
And once we ran into these two weird old ladies,
Scowled brains.
And he goes, the tall one goes, you may know them. Well, I don't really know. I can't really say. Just be mindful who you meet. Some will be who they are, some will not.
Sounds like sound advice.
Yeah, that's just general. Don't go walking up to old ladies pushing carts unless you plan to buy the turnips.
Yes.
That's the other one, yes.
Well, thank you. We'll have you go on your way.
Well, it's a pleasure meeting you, Balor, Banefire. I remember that name, says the tall one.
As you remember yours. What were your names?
I will try to remember all your names, like Brain, Reginald, right?
Yes.
Which you didn't tell her.
He doesn't notice.
He doesn't.
What was her witch's name? What was her name?
There was Simplicity and Perpetua.
Yes.
Yes.
And Gwenny.
Perpetua.
Treachery was a tall one, and simplicity was a shorter round one.
Okay, and the dog was...
And then the third witch is Gwenny.
All right, thank you. All right.
Be safe on your journey, ladies.
You too. And if you ever head towards Shatton, avoid the deep falls barrow. You'll know it because you'll be at the nameless church and then it's too late. Well, off we go. They move a bit faster since the barrel's now empty.
Nameless church. Okay.
Chapel, sorry.
Well, lads, that wasn't at all ominous. I'm glad we had this little interaction.
I wanted some turnips.
They seem
Tea
nice.
was good. You know, I suddenly... does anybody have a fever? Just kidding.
I am not walking behind the donkey.
That is probably the best. For the most part. But you guys continue on your journey forward. So based on where she pointed out, you are in the area. If you look, I don't know if I have a picture of the actual valley map for you guys. Let me see if I can pull that up for you real quick.
Mm-hmm. It's pinned.
Some DMs prepare that, but...
But those DMs are also a dick.
Some DMs do.
They don't have witches give us tea on the road either.
They don't have witches give you tea on the road.
Some DMs have, rhino-sized aliens drop from a ceiling. But hey,
I also give you a free donkey.
But, let me see if I can find a way to...
That's true, you did.
Send it to you guys. I can't figure it out right now.
A free farting donkey.
But we will...
Turnips are good.
Maps are for chumps anyway. That's what the mind.
It's more abstract.
Yeah.
But you guys have... Basically, she's pointing to what on the map what appears to be just an area entering into what looks to be a series of burial mounds. You can see that on the map, the Iron Furnace is much further away with this ominous red tree sticking in the middle of it. But, that would be further westward is what she's saying. You'd have to go to find Prestige Mound. As far as what you were told, you guys are about maybe, like you said, they got another half day's travel. So probably through the mounds, when you get through them, you probably reach the edge of the Iron Forest.
Well, weren't we told that one of the burial mounds is the resting place of one of the pieces of the statue?
Yeah, Riddermound, I think it was called.
Yes, that is what they believed. And I told you yes.
Yes. So we should continue for days, at least a day. But we should keep an eye out.
I concur.
Let's fell a deer for dinner.
Traveling for the remainder of the day. Thankfully, there is no particular dangerous encounters.
Well, as we're walking, do we notice the trail leading south to the farm, or is there not any such trail?
When you guys go across, go through, and if you make a point of looking for it, yes, you do see what appears to be like a woodman's trail that heads southward. And if you crest the hills, you might even, you can, if you want to pursue it. It only add like maybe another. Oh, I was quite mistaken. They aren't actually west; they're just south. I'm sorry. So they don't actually go west. They go directly south to go home.
Okay.
But yeah, if you make some effort to leave it to sort of look for it, it doesn't take long from following that woodcrafter's path before you see it's like a small collection of farms that are together. Okay.
And do they appear occupied, like smoke rising?
There's smoke rising. You can even see someone outside who is currently chopping wood, apparently, so forth.
Then I just move on. Yeah.
The one thing that's notable is unlike what you saw as far as like the town. Oddly, unlike some of the farms you saw immediately outside of Outskirts, these sort of buildings seem to be almost like they're made of like half repurposed stone from somewhere. They obviously wouldn't be having any stone cutters out here, but apparently they've probably taken ruins and repurposed them to make part of their homes. Mm-hmm. And a sort of small retaining wall of some sort that can add some minor defense, but not really much. But but yeah, you do find that. But you guys can continue onward, and if you so choose.
Awesome.
I think we should continue onward now that we've verified part of their story, and they're not going to come murder us in our sleep.
I didn't say that.
All right. Continuing on toward the burial mound.
Yeah. And once it starts getting, towards the end of the evening, we'll look for a secure place to make camp.
As the day passes on, going from afternoon into early evening, the one thing you do notice is that there is a mist that seems to gather near the mountains and around the tall standing stones and menhirs here and there as you continue through this sort of like valley hill of burial mounds. You'd probably want to give me, if you want to do a bushcraft roll to try and find a good place to camp out and so forth, that might be something that
I can assist somebody.
I rolled a 4, I have it at 12.
Something
Okay,
I won't
I'll
be doing.
bushcraft the shit out of that.
Okay. So you're able to. It is almost. I mean, the thing is, because one thing the thing with you, Quiverwing, is that you're used to finding someplace like a place where you guys can just sort of like make a natural shelter out of. But having to figure out a place where a tent can be, and where it can be relatively safe, and has added some difficulty, but with having Bane there to sort of like sorry Bane, good lord, Dane.
Oh my god.
It's Dane.
Yes, Batman.
I want to talk to you right now.
So
We've traveled to the burial mounds. I was formed by them.
Having Dane there to point out the things that the tent might need, you're able to find a location that actually sort of, oddly enough, appears to be, kind of, in what appears to have once been a collapsed sort of mound. Almost appears to be the best sort of place that you can find. That it's, that you can, that isn't quite so open, that can somewhat defendable and can be watched from either a high point or within the camp and got for some defense.
Okay. So a place where the skeletons have already risen from the earth.
Yeah, so basically it's like it sort of fell in and you have sort of almost like a little half crescent. But anyway, you're able to set up your tent there and a fire that won't be seen from all directions by being in covert. As far as the game that you guys have seen, it has gotten a lot more plentiful, obviously, during the day, but come nightfall, it appears that they've moved, they don't linger near the mountains to graze you. So probably some hunting will probably be necessary to pull something off to see what you get from there. But that's...
I will definitely be hunting.
I'm a good hunter.
I'm setting up the tent.
All right.
I'll be working on my hair.
I got a 9 for hunting.
I will hunt.
I got a 6 for hunting.
I roll a 6, but my hunting's a 4, so I fail.
You managed to...
I found something. Oh, it's already...
Your search is not nearly as successful as you would like it to be. Unfortunately, they're far enough away that they're not affected by your hunting skill. Oy.
If I rolled a demon, they would have caught nothing.
Probably. So it's a bit dangerous, but you already managed to catch a boar that was foraging the forest with some work. You are able to take it down without incident to you.
Boar, that's 2d6 rations.
Yes,
that's pretty damn good.
And after sort of working it and cutting that forest the board, you're able to get at least 6 days' rations from it.
Wow.
Nice.
Meat's back on the menu.
Added to the rabbit, you have now probably about 8 days' rations among you for at least 8 days.
8 days, yeah.
8 rations for 1 day, 8 1-day rations.
For all of us or each of us?
For all of you.
For all of us, yes.
Okay,
so we should go through our regular rations as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to salt this or something so it'll last that long. I don't know. We don't have any kind of...
So smoking is what you're going to have to do or something, or air drying, sort of cutting with that is what you have to make it last long. Which, you guys could...
We could smoke it over the night.
Smoke it overnight and they'll take care of most of it for you.
Puff, pass.
I'm sure that smell won't attract anything weird.
To that end, I will take the midnight watch.
I'll take the first watch again.
I'll take the morning watch.
Okay.
I'll sleep.
Yeah, I'll sleep. I have nightmares about a horse.
Balor's having that sex dream again.
So the night passes by. There are a couple of, obviously, scavengers which are not willing to come any closer to your camp at the night, but none choose to intrude upon your location. Why don't each of you roll me a 6-sided die?
Like all of us are just the ones on watch.
All of you.
All right. 6-sided.
One with dose for me.
I got a 3.
Bane
Would you hold up your
Fire's
Lego
got a
hand and
6.
show us? 3 for me.
There you go.
I have a 6.
3 for me.
So it is Brain.
Of course.
Well,
Suddenly you look out over strange turrets and towers and horn-like spires. Over a large city. Something comes flying straight at you, huge and menacing. It is a dragon. Flying towards you at great speed, ridden by a knight in golden plate armor with a great horned helmet. Give me
familiar.
a will to resist fear. At a bane. As he descends
my
upon
will's really good.
I figured they would be.
Ooh, but I still failed. I have a 14 will. I rolled a 19.
And you are overcome with fear. Roll me a 1d8.
I don't like that. 5.
All of you who are not on watch, awakened by a scream of horror.
Throw some water on it.
Everyone give me a will roll to resist fear.
Oh my God.
Will roll.
This is sudden scream that's come out of nowhere in the middle of your camp.
Jeez, yeah.
It's just a straight roll against our will stat.
I made that easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a roll. Straight roll with a stat.
I did not pass it.
Same. It's super easy when you roll a d6 first.
Yes.
But
Shit, where's your
but I
will?
passed it with the d20 as well.
Oh.
If you fail, just roll. Give me 1d8.
I passed.
A 1d8.
Yes.
Okay. 4.
Okay. You are just woken up, shaken, and you begin hyperventilating and panting, and the intense fear leaves you out of breath, making you exhausted.
Do I mark scared or something on my will roll? On my will stat?
Actually, the oddest thing is with that result in the fear, you just scream in horror. You just cause other players to go have to make a roll.
Oh, okay.
You're fine.
Yeah.
It's
I got it all out of me. I'm good now.
It's poor Dane who's now exhausted.
Got it all over the floor too.
It's only poor Dane who's now exhausted.
Well, it was going to be a good night.
You will need about a shift of rest to recover from that condition. But yes, it was a sudden and horrible, gut-piercing sort of howl that breaks the night and shatters the camp. And oh, I forgot, someone else needs. Oh, she's fine. Okay.
Whose shift on watch was that?
Brains. Or, oh, no, it doesn't. No, it's just. No, you didn't say what time of the night it happened, just that it happened to Brain.
Yeah.
It just happened to Brain. It just, as far as what time of night, we'll just say it's the late night, the middle of the night watch.
All right.
I guess I'll start my watch then.
Well, I was just saying, I look around to make sure nothing was attracted by that before I hand over the watch to Quiverwing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get a quick survey of your area? You can.
Yes.
There's nothing immediate that you see that has been attracted to the scream. You probably think that maybe some things have fled, but nothing has been attracted. And Quiverwing, you start your watch.
Mm-hmm. You said there was a place that we could watch from on high.
Yeah, the top of the part of the hill that was uncollapsed. You could watch from there.
So I won't have enough time in the rest of the night to sleep off the
it's
exhausted.
one more shift.
Yeah, it's one more shift. You should be able
okay,
to.
all right. I will try to get back to bed.
That's why I asked. I think it was important. And you go back to bed with a blood-curdling scream of a dog being squashed by a sledgehammer or something.
Dog being squashed.
He's probably chasing wagons again.
So Dane is obviously shaken and is having trouble going back to bed. And for anybody who is in the tent and might still be awake, you see him like take out a little vial and take like a drop out of the vial, put it back in, and just thunk out.
What was?
Oh, it's some good stuff he had.
Black tar heroin.
I don't know, probably. It's a tap tar. Okay.
Yeah, it's tap tar.
A little dab will do ya.
Dab will do ya. So, the night passes, and the glorious dawn rises, her rosy fingers cresting over the hill, greeting all of you. So, your watch ends without incident. And you are now in the, basically, you should probably be within less than a few hours, if not a couple of not very far from where your target area is. So, I guess you can break camp and so forth. Do you share what you saw, Bane?
Yeah, I had this crazy dream. It was, I don't know, it was weird. I saw a dragon. You ever had a dream where you saw a dragon before? That can't be good, right?
No.
I was having a dream and I almost had to change my small clothes because of the scream you let out. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I did that.
Fuck.
Sorry.
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
Yes, you did. Don't dream of dragons ever again.
Yeah, if you can avoid it, please do.
That was scary. It was
ever.
There was like a guy on the dragon too, and it was.
Well, what was the dragon doing?
I think it was going to eat me.
Oh, like you're speaking intimately eat you, or like eat you?
No, like food.
Okay.
How does that even come into your mind?
Ask him no questions. It's for the best.
Fine. Yes.
I mean, it's not like I'm a donkey. I mean, like donkeys and dragons. That's that's a thing. But
I heard that
Wolfkin.
before. Yes.
So at that point, pretty much that miserable beast just thoughts. He actually came over farther than goes off to graze somewhere.
That's awesome.
But you spend a good portion of the morning just breaking down camp, storing the smoked boar that you put out, and getting it stuffed along with the turnips, I guess. So you have I forgot about the turnips provisions. I guess I should roll for that. That'll give you 5 days of provisions of just turnips. You want to go that way?
Well, you probably mix some. I mean, you can do
we're not
turnips and boar stew.
Yeah,
between the two, we're
not starving.
We're just 13 2 weeks of food.
2 weeks of food. But once you've got the miserable beast packed up and your camp broken down and everything,
on the end of the 10-foot pole, I put a turnip.
Just sort of keep walking.
So miserable beast is looking at the turnip at the end of the pole that's sticking out in front of him.
It starts off like a good idea, but he keeps trying to move towards trees to whack the pole, trying to break it so he can get the turnip. And after a while, you just have to take the pole down because he's not actually following. He wants to get to it, but doesn't seem to want to follow it. He'll just knock it off with something.
That donkey seems to be appropriate for your order there, my friend.
He's smarter than the average donkey.
Yeah.
Gassier, too.
Yes, gassier today.
Again, fairly appropriate for your order, I feel.
But it doesn't take you long after once you reach this side of the sort of called the field of burial mounds to see that there are a number of what appears to be sort of like glades that at one time possibly held mounds, but much like the one you were in, most of them have collapsed, or there's just a big hole and then a series of trees around it. And then eventually you'll find one. You break out, there appears to be a large rising mound with standing stones in a circle that seems unbroken that you come to.
Does this one seem more or less more ornate than the other ones around?
Not in the sense that it's more ornate, it's just that the hill is crowned with standing stones which appear to be in good order, as far as none of them have fallen or broken. Yes. And it's in a more forest, so you had to go a little further in the forest to find it. You saw it rising up, but when you had to go in the forest and go through it, so it appears to be in the middle of this little small glade. And it's strangely quiet. And you notice the faint ominous odor of the putrid stench of rotting vegetables. Well, it's actually the donkey.
we have been traveling with a stench of rotting.
So I will go upwind and scout out around this glade.
I'll have my bow ready, and I'll be approaching cautiously.
Right. So you can approach it. You approach it cautiously. That's no particular problem. So basically, the glade, is not very, and basically it's pretty much rises up, and it's basically mostly an open area, but it rises up this large hill with a series of standing stones. Those stones you see in the picture are kind of like just a representation, but not. They're much more orderly than that. Is one thing I want to definitely say. For starters, is they're much orderlier than that as far as the way the mountain looks.
So if this is the place,
do you guys go up the hill or just circle the mountain or circle the hill or what?
Yeah, I'll grab one of the 10-foot poles and I'll start poking around the base of the mound to see if there's like a way.
Yeah, I'll start going up looking for inscriptions, writing, pictographs, any sort of indicator.
Okay. So from the bottom of the mound, there does not appear to, you can just give me some actual just sort of, I guess if you want to do, search hidden, you can do that, but there's no obvious interest that you can see on the bottom of the mound. You move up to the top of the mound.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Dane? There is, it is fairly clear there can be seen footprints in the grass in the hill, and there's the odor of like droppings and excrement.
Is it going towards, or are the footprints going towards or coming from?
Why don't you give me a bushcraft roll?
Right. I'm going to roll a different die since I've failed twice already on that one. A 3. So, yes, I pass.
Okay. It appears that the footprints you're able to identify, some appear to be some sort of small humanoids, and others appear to be like maybe a large wolf or something. But there is definitely like wolf and, you probably guessed it, goblin excrement droppings in small piles all over the place around here. And they came and left. And they came in and they've gone up the hill and down. And you also notice a large stone slab. It is square shaped and it's square shaped. It is about 6 meters or 6 by 6 for those using imperial measurements at home. And that is embedded in the hill, on top of the hill.
For the Americans, that's 0.5 orcas.
0.5 orcas, or 2 kilograms. It is obvious.
X3 freedoms.
It's obvious to you that it's been slightly moved from its original position. There's a small gap that you can see that there's some sort of cavity beneath it in some way.
So looking on the other side, does it look like it's been moved? Has it been moved over the grass and then moved back? Or
yes.
All right. So I'll call the others. I'll call the others up.
Should you tell them to mind the poop?
No.
Okay. Son of a bitch!
Oh, you bastard!
Karyn will head up the hill and
you know why I didn't? It slipped my mind.
I know, you freaking. What is that? Oh God! Don't tell me. She just starts.
It's either goblin or direwolf.
Oh, it's
goblin and direwolf.
A goblin that ate a direwolf. Or vice versa.
Can I tell by the volume of pooping tracks about how many have frequented this place?
Not exactly. No, they didn't. They constantly ran over one another and stopped. The pooping seems a bit weird, but it's not like, well, you don't really. I mean, you hope that goblins poop in the same place if they're going to camp, but it doesn't look like that's what's happened here.
It seems like they've moved the capstone and gone in, or moved the capstone and moved it back.
I was more looking for numbers.
Somewhere between 2 and 80. No. You seem like a group of like maybe like probably around about 8 to 10 goblins, and maybe only a couple of like maybe only 1 or 2 wolves.
Yeah, I feel the need to cover the area with my scent.
Do you just peeing, or do you want to take a crap here too?
I don't have to poop right now, but
Okay,
but if I could poop, I would. But I'm just gonna pee.
You do understand that wolfens are pretty much humanoids. You're gonna stand up and just pee there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, walking around in circles.
Yeah. I'm gonna pee on I'm gonna pee on the poop as much of the poop as I can.
Okay, it's quite a. That's what you'll be doing for a little bit. So the rest of you are gathered around this.
This is why we can't take him dancing. We just can't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an excellent dancer.
Mm.
The rest of us, does the capstone looks like it had been moved and put back into place?
Yes.
Now, to me, it's weird that goblins would put the capstone back into place. It's not a thing. They're usually breakers, not fixers.
These are recent
how hard's
goblins.
the capstone on there? Is it like placed on there, or is it like firmly settled, like hard? Like, would it be tough to move it?
You don't suspect it to be tough to move. It's just enough force applied. You guys can pry it up and just slide it over.
Okay.
The clear marks where it had been slid before.
Clear marks where it's been slid before. And one thing you can tell, Balor, is that it's obviously been pulled up and then put up here. So that's why it's not even down. It's like completely just sort of pushed into place.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, this is what we came to go. Whether or not everything is inside.
All right, you guys move it. I'll prepare myself.
Why should not the blacksmith help move the heavy object?
I cannot help. I don't want to reopen my wounds.
My nail?
Yeah, that's true. I don't want her to reopen her wounds.
I can help.
Do you? By the way, do you need me to run?
Having done your bandage check the other night, you know she should be fine. If she wants to help, she could. She won't reopen her wounds. They are pretty much closed. But she does say that anyway. I don't want to reopen my wounds. Perhaps I can do a good working song.
I'll help too. I'm pretty strong.
Okay. I'll have an arrow ready, knocked and ready.
I also will have an arrow ready.
Okay.
Just in case you can't get over.
Yes.
And then, with a collective effort, the stone is moved aside, opening to a deep pit below. Underneath, there appears to be a shaft that opens once the stone is removed into darkness. There is no discernible bottom, just the smell of stale air, what some of you will know to be the smell of dried up corpses rising from the deep.
10-foot pole deep?
I like my corpse is moist.
Who can say how deep this is?
Dead things, very dangerous. You go first.
You go first. But you can see nothing but darkness below.
So I will light a torch.
Oh, that's an idea.
And I will begin and toss it down into see where it goes.
Using your flint and steel.
Yes, and I will. Of course, that's what I have.
You light your torch and you cast it down into the abyss.
Indiana Jones style.
Okay, you don't need to roll that.
Snakes.
It drops 5 meters down, or landing on the floor below.
In a sea of bodies. So then.
You can, from there, you can see it leads down to what appears to be some sort of vaulted chamber that you were at the top of, and maybe it can make out a doorway barely somewhere in the north part.
How wide is the hole?
The hole is 2 by 2 meters, so 6 by 6.
I'm making my way down,
and that's about 15 feet drop.
That's a good place for the 10-foot pole, so they can support the rope so that it's over the center of the hole.
Yeah, were there stairs or just a drop?
No, just a drop.
I was just going to say that for Balor's sake, who just wanted to start going down.
Does anybody have rope? Yeah, I don't have any rope.
I just fall.
I do have a length of hemp rope.
You can try and climb down, and sort of hang and then fall.
Well, if we have a rope, let's use the rope.
Yeah. You can use the tent poles as a brace and just the hemp rope to dangle down.
I mean, it's rocks.
Okay, so why don't all of you give me an acrobatics roll with a boon, since you're using a rope?
With a boon.
Acrobatics.
Can I?
I failed them both, but not badly.
You have wings, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I can't fly. So
can you glide?
Nope, you can just swim.
I can swim really well.
If you don't have it, does it just default off of strength?
So that's a 3
agility.
Agility.
But it's not. It's
a 19. Oh, thank God for the.
No, it's still a skill roll. So it is base.
Yeah.
You still have to do the.
You do your base. You don't. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to look up what your base is.
Yeah.
So what's your agility?
Unless I can spend 3 willpower points and use adaptive.
You better have some convincing. Come on, convince me.
Using bushcraft, I've used ropes for trapping and for fishing and what have you. And I was trying to find a way to attach the rope to Miserable Beast, and then command it to walk towards me and lower me down.
Well, the rest of us use the rope dangling off the tent poles.
So, everyone else made it?
Yeah,
Who did not?
Yes.
I did not make it.
Okay, so for you, Tim, I'll get to your damage in a second.
So this is an acrobatics, not an agility roll, right?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of really surprised by.
Okay. So
there is an athletic skill.
All right, Miserable Beast. All right, come towards the turnip, and I'll have the turnip on the ground, and it's going to walk towards it. And I'm attached to the rope, and he's got the length of the rope. He's further away. As he walks, he's going to lower me.
And then he comes right down on top of you.
Give me that roll.
Yeah, roll for ornery.
I failed anyway.
Okay, so here's kind of what happens. He holds up the turnip, and he goes sideways down the hill and starts grazing out. And then comes back towards the hole, and looks in the hole as he watches the others go down.
And I slip and fall.
Okay. Oh God! So, it's... Oh, goodness, that's... Okay, we'll take off that.
I rolled a 19.
Each of you take 6 points of damage from the fall.
Ouch.
A fall that would have killed some of us, but anyway.
That's... Oh, wow. Okay, I don't have a lot of hit points left. All right. Okay.
Nobody ever teach you how to climb? Jeez.
Is that really that many? Let me just double check that damage, guys. I just think it's
a lot of fucking damage.
It's a lot of fucking damage.
Well, I mean, are you assuming that we fell from the top?
I'll catch you.
Well, I take off. That's acrobatics. No, I'm sorry. That was too much damage. Hold on.
Too much damage. Whoa.
That was too many dice. So I'll take off 2, so 4 points of damage. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, because you take half the damage equal to the height of the fall in dice.
Half damage.
So basically, for 5 feet, you take out, rounding down, it would be 2 die of damage.
2 what? D6?
No, armor doesn't help, right? For fall damage.
Armor. Wow.
Armor. So, after your great entrance, you are in a dome-shaped chamber with a floor of beaten earth, with mostly darkness surrounding you, but the light of the single torch, and then there later a lantern being lit.
And a second lantern.
In the second lantern, you can see a set of oak doors set with iron fittings to the north. A silver symbol is across both doors, which is flanked by 2 statues of knights in antique armor. And we will stop there.
Hi, this is Matt, the co-host of the Advanced Age Role-Playing Gamers podcast, and you've been listening to our latest actual play, Mirth, Magic, and Mayhem, using the Dragonbane TTRPG from Free League Publishing, based on the classic Swedish role-playing game Drakar Demoner. If you like what you hear, please follow, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and anywhere else you find podcasts. We also really appreciate feedback and chatting with folks, So feel free to tweet us, comment on our YouTube, or leave us a review so we can reach even more people. You can also visit our website at www.theaarpgs.com, where you can read more about the cast, listen to old episodes, and even shop our store for cool Geek Chic merchandise. This story features Malcolm and Nathan as co-GMs. Malcolm will also be playing the role of Karyn, a halfling bard. Nathan will be playing the role of Brains, a Wolfkin thief. Our players for this story are Tyr as Dane Ringson, a human scholar. Sean as Balor Banefire, a dwarven smith. Chris as Sigyn, an elven huntress. Anthony as Korgan Stonehammer, a halfling fighter. And Tim as Quiverwing, the Mallard Mage. Character artwork created by Nemesis to Anthony Cupo and friend of the show, Jody P. Schaefer, whose work you may recognize from Metacopolis, Marikari, Megas XLR, and MTV's Downtown. Contact him when the time is right. You'll know how and when. Music licensed through Dark Fantasy Studios and SoundCube. Sound effects by Nathan, using Krotos Weaponizer, Studio, and Dehumanizer, using libraries from Boom Library, SoundCube, Krotos, and his own recordings. So thank you again for taking time to sit down with us at a gaming table. And until next time, remember, you're never too old to roll.
By the way, I will get better dates when I come down. So maybe we can get together. If some of us can get together and run down.
You're going on
All right?
dates when you come down here? Right?
Yeah, man.
Speed dating.
Because of the Democrats, I got to form a relationship, and I got to learn.
He's required to be gay married now.
Yeah.
We all are. If you're not already.
Is there other video?
Malcolm was ahead of the curve on that.
Yeah, honestly, trendsetter.
I just wanted to not be left out this time.
Good. Wait, good way to cut the fucking middleman out too. Malcolm. You saved yourself thousands.
There's a whole industry around it. It's fucking ridiculous. There's things with cakes I got to figure out.
Oh, so many cakes.
It's Nick here. Some people's wives listen to this show.
Listen, my wife.
Not mine. Other people's.
My wife's starting to is going to start listening. I'm like, man, I'm in trouble.
Bree started listening a few weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Geez, you better get comments.
What'd she start with?
She started with Twilight 2000.
That's good.
Old school.
You build it from there. It's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Anywho,
So might as well get started.